that artists have this ability to tap into what I call the universal energy that surrounds all of us and is within us. And they can do this in a way that few others can, and they listen to that energy, and somehow they're able to interpret it through their works.
What does it mean to be an artist? Art goes beyond what is seen on a canvas or TV screen. It goes beyond the lyrics of the newest TikTok trend and the latest fashion. Artists are resilient, and this pandemic has only proven that.
And the thing about wardrobe is that all of our plates are full.
This is Amy. She's a costume craftsperson on Broadway. She has worked on many hit Broadway musicals such as Hamilton, Bring It On, and Pippin, just to name a few.
If you want to stay relevant, you need to be around people. So a lot of people, even if they're working one main show, they will do day work on another show. You know, wardrobe, we get around.
During my conversation with Amy, she listed off several projects she had her hands in on.
It was full throttle.
Then, overnight,
everything's gone. As a side business, I also do celebrity tailoring. Red carpet's gone. Broadway's gone. Film and TV. Like, it stopped very abruptly, and that was very difficult for all of us.
Unfortunately, Amy's story is very similar to other artists I had the chance to talk with.
We were on the first leg of our tour in Canada when the pandemic hit and everything started to shut down.
Jessica and her husband Guy are artists living in Austin, Texas, for now.
Interestingly enough, during this pandemic, we are kind of being pushed out just a little bit. We are going to be moving to Buda at the end of the month because as musicians, we can't afford to live here.
The whole industry that we're in, the whole skill set that we spend our life polishing is the wrong thing to be doing right now.
How much would you say the arts contributes to your income?
We are 100%.
100%.
Yeah. Before and even now.
Today, many individuals that depend entirely on the arts are having to leave cities to survive financially.
A lot of people have left the city. We, as an industry, because we work 6 days a week, we have to live near Broadway. Like, it's very expensive to live near Broadway. And so a lot of people have had to sublet or let go of their leases, put their stuff in storage, and leave the city.
Hi, I'm Kristen Sakota.
Kristen is the director of the Los Angeles County Department of Arts and Culture.
We're seeing this nationwide. So nationally, you know, in the United States, we have about 5 million or more creative workers in our creative economy. And we know that here in LA County, the creative economy is actually a huge driver. Not only in the United States broadly, it is bigger than construction and other fields, actually in terms of its output. But here in LA County, it's $200 billion of just the economic output alone.
Hold on, I just want to let that sink in just for a moment. $200 billion in just LA alone.
But right away, when COVID hit, one of the first things that stopped were events. Live events, venues, theaters, performances, all had to stop even before there was a real stay-at-home or safer-at-home order.
So there is no doubt that there has been tremendous and severe impact to local economies.
We've been tracking the data. So we know that out of the hundreds of museums, theaters, art centers, etc., we actually know that more than a third of them have already dipped into their financial reserves. More than a third of them have had to furlough or lay off staff. We also know that right now we have about half of them that have been surveyed reporting saying they're not confident they can survive the pandemic and come out through the other side. So we're worried about losing our cultural infrastructure.
I just want to take a quick moment because there is a great quote by playwright George Bernard Shaw that I find very fitting for this story. He says, "Without art, the crudeness of reality would make the world unbearable." Shaw died in 1950.
According to a recent report released by New York City's Department of Cultural Affairs, during the first 3 months of the pandemic, over 15,000 workers were laid off or furloughed from over 800 New York City cultural organizations, and I think that bears repeating, 15,000 workers.
From Broadway to music to now cinema, the impact on Hollywood may not have been felt by you at home yet, but it could soon be coming.
A lot of things are being delayed. There's a lot of things that, obviously movies and movie theaters.
Marty York has been acting in the industry for more than 30 years. You may recognize him as Yeah from the classic film The Sandlot.
I was auditioning for things, and now it's a lot different because they do what's called self-tapes. So if I have a role for something, I basically film it myself on my cell phone, kind of like what I'm doing right now. The etiquette on set is going to be a lot different. They're even talking about getting rid of like intimate scenes. Oh, yeah, a lot of things are going to change after this until they actually have a cure for this virus.
All those TV shows that got everybody through the quarantine, there are people, not just the actors, that make those shows. And if we can't go back to that, you're watching reruns.
We don't know what the future holds, but what we do know is the art community has been greatly impacted. Jessica and Guy went from performing on stage in front of a live audience to headlining a home tour on social media.
Played different rooms of our house every week, and we broadcast from those rooms, and we changed the playlist to represent where we were.
Try to do something
songs
in
for the
room.
kitchen, songs for the hallway, songs for the garage.
The bathroom.
420 was in the garage.
Amy has fallen back on her 2007 craft in making and selling plush organs on Etsy.
Well, I have the body of one. Absolutely vicious. But it's also really cute.
Both Michael and Kristen believe that the art industry will bounce back, but the timeline is uncertain. Some galleries and theaters are slowly opening up, but many bars and clubs remain closed.
The current creative state is one of depressed economics, dwindling resources to actually create, and a frustrated, if not sometimes angry sense of powerlessness among not just artists, but most people on how to go back to the lives they once knew.
So what does it mean to be an artist? It means pushing forward and continuing to create beauty, even when the odds are against you.
We're going to have to make some adjustments to make things work, but we'll do it. It's the whole business is adjustments and adapting. So yeah, that's how it's been my whole life.
Hey everyone, Cody Broadway here. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out the NBCLX YouTube channel. Be sure to click here for more videos, and also click here to subscribe to join the NBCLX community.